Greetings to all Pokemon fans. Today I'll be teaching you guys on how to play the latest Pokemon Legends ZA, the Nintendo Switch version 1, into your PC. So first of all you need is that you need to have all the 4 files here that I've highlighted here in a folder. You'll need to have the Nintendo Switch firmware and the Nintendo Switch keys. It should be the latest version, or at least firmware version and keys version 20. And also you'll need an NSP or XCI file of Pokemon Legends ZA and also an emulator. So before you follow this guide, I need you to agree that you have already purchased a physical copy of Pokemon Legends ZA, or you have pre-ordered it. As long as you own the game legally, then you can proceed in following this guide. So be sure that you have purchased the game. So the next step to do now is to get the emulator. So the emulator that we will get is called Ryubing Emulator. This is an Ryubing's emulator fork. Then go to their GitHub page. This is their official GitHub page. Click on that. It is always the first result. And then scroll down here and look for the latest build. And you can find a stable release here. So click on that. And then look for the installer you want to use. So if you're from Linux, you can get the installer here. And if you're from a Mac, you can get the installer here. And for those who are Windows, just like me, you can get the installer here by clicking on this link. So since I have already downloaded this file, I'm just going to skip on it for you. Download it now, and you will get something like this here, and just click on it to run it. So I'm just going to open the folder where I have the downloaded file. So this is Ryubing Emulator. So to install this file, just open this file, create a new folder, name it Ryubing Emulator, whatever you want to call it. Mine, I called it Ryubing's Fork 2025. And then all you have to do now is just select all the files inside the zip file and then just drag and drop this into this folder here. But I'm just going to skip on that because I have already installed Ryubing Emulator into my PC and I have fully optimized it. So for you, click on this application file and run it now. And I'm going to assume that you have done it now. So open Ryubing Emulator. And then here, your Ryubing Emulator will not look like mine because mine has already properly optimized and I have installed the proper files in it so that it can detect and play Switch games. But for you, you will need to install these files that I've highlighted here in my desktop. So what are these files? These files are the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware. Again, it should be in version 20 for it to detect and play Pokemon Legends ZA and Ryubing. So if you're asking me on how to get all of these files, the most legal way to do this is that you own a Nintendo Switch console itself. You have modded it and have installed a custom firmware in it. Because if it has a custom firmware installed in it, it means that you can have fully access your Nintendo Switch system files. And once you have access on those system files, all you have to do is just copy all the keys in the firmware file of the Switch and then transfer them into your PC. And in order for you to get the game is that you should buy the game, you own the physical copy or digital copy of the game, and you have digitally back it up into an XCI or NSP file format, just like mine here. So for those who don't know on how to mod or install a custom firmware, or don't know how to back up their Pokemon Legends ZA game into an NSP file format, so this is the part that is made for you. So just be sure you own the game and you own the console. So prepare your mobile phone, scan this QR code here into your QR code reader so that you'll be redirected to the page wherein you can get all of these 3 files. Once you are in the page, be sure to follow all the instructions in the site to get these 3 files. And if you have downloaded this through your phone, transfer them into your PC now. And I'm gonna assume that you have already done that and that you have these 3 files here. So let's install them now into Ryubing. Open Ryubing again. The first thing that we will need to install is the Nintendo Switch keys. Open the keys file, then go to Actions, Install Keys, and install keys here. Create a new folder, name it Keys, open that. Then open the keys here, just drag and drop these files in this folder here. Because I have mine, I have to replace that. Then select the prod.keys and hit open. And then hit yes. Okay, once that is done, the next step is to go back to keys again and click on the title keys, do that. Then the next step is to install the firmware, the latest version. Then go to Actions again, install firmware from .exe file. Then locate the firmware file. So we will be using the latest firmware version 20.5.0. Hit open, and then it will say that we'll have to install this firmware version. Yes, and it will say that it's successfully installed. You will know that it's successful because if you have Switch games already into your system, then your Ryujinx or Ryubing Emulator will now detect them and show you their game icons, just like mine here. So I'm just going to show you that I have Pokémon Legends ZA, and it's in version 1.0.0. I have not installed the latest update of it, title update of it, because it will crash Ryubing. So we're just using the base game first. So now, we will need to optimize our Ryubing emulator so that we can run and play this game with no issues at all. As you can see here, I have played 11 minutes of it. So let's do that. So go to Options and go to Settings. And in this part, just be sure to pause the video and copy every setting that you see here. So these are my settings for the interface tab. Again, please do pause the video and copy every setting. The game directories is where you will store your Switch games. It should be in .exe or NSP file format so that Ryubing can detect the game. I go to Input. It is better to use a controller rather than a mouse and keyboard when playing Switch games. If you have an PC controller, Xbox controller, PlayStation controller, or better yet, you have a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, connect them here, and then map them up according to your liking. With the dead zone, be sure to change that into 0.20 for both left and right sticks. This will solve the drifting issues if you have one. Now go to System. These are default settings here. Just be sure that VSync FS integrity checks is check, and then go to CPU, check PPTC, then go to Graphics. Here is the most important part, so be sure to copy every setting here. Graphics backend is in Vulkan. Preferred GPU is that you have a dedicated graphics card. Graphics backend should be in on, enable shader cache, enable macro HLE, be sure to check those. Resolution scale, it is subjective here. If you have a powerful CPU or graphics card, then you can go for higher resolution such as 4K, but for those who are in the low spectrum of PC specs, then you can go for native resolution, which is the base resolution of the Switch. Anti-aliasing, SMA Ultra, scaling filter, FSR, and isotropic filtering 16 times, aspect ratio 16:9. You can change this filter and isotropic filtering to the lowest setting if you're having some issues. Now once done, go to audio, change the settings here, copy mine, and once you're done, hit apply and hit OK. Congratulations, your Ryubing emulator is now fully optimized to run and play any of the Switch games, such as Pokémon Legends ZA. So a little bit of a disclaimer, I will not be able to show you guys a gameplay of this game running into my PC because we all know how strict Nintendo is and they hate the Nintendo Switch scene emulation for PC. So that's why if you show a gameplay of it, then your channel might be taken down, your video will be taken down, and also your entire channel will be taken down because of that. So I hope you guys do understand on that part. But I am willing to show you guys some proof that this video tutorial is working. That's why I will boot up Pokémon Legends ZA into its title screen. And once I'm in the title screen, I'm just going to stop the emulation from there. And also, I'm just going to blur the screen from here on out so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any of their copyright strikes into my channel. And I hope you guys do understand on that part. Okay, so now I am in the title screen. Game runs well, and it's good as long as you follow all the steps that I've shown you. So I'm just going to stop the emulation here. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of Pokémon Legends ZA into your PC, then just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer all of them as fast as I can. So if you like this video and it helped you, please do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because that will help me massively. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and goodbye for now.